Hi, this is Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and I'm joined by
Daniel Myhr, keyboarder of Civil War.
First up, I want to welcome you to the Metal Gods Meltdown. The new album Gods and Generals is outstanding. What are your personal feelings as the release date approaches?
I'm getting more and more excited about it. I mean, the album has been done since, was it July last year? And it was supposed to be released in late November at first, but then it was postponed for several reasons, that there were so many other bands releasing albums then. So it's been a long, this is almost like 9-10 months of waiting, and the closer it gets, the more it feels better, because I really wanted this one to come out for a long time.
See, what I love about Civil War is the way history is brought to life with the background of awesome metal. Is it an easy process getting all the content together and researching the subjects?
I don't know, actually, since it's Patrick doing all the research, and I think he's picking subjects from things that he's been reading about. He's reading lots of books and is interested in history, and so he just picks those. He listens to the music and gets a little bit of feelings, and then he thinks, okay, this could fit for this one. So I think for him it goes quite easy to figure out what to write about.
Yeah, because I've got the questions ready for Patrick, you see. It's fine. I was just going to say to you, though, about the Mad Piper. After the war, Piper Bill was a nurse, and actually my friend trained under him. So,
wow.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. She was a cadet nurse, and like I say, helped train her up. So yeah, it's sort of got a bit of a special relevance to us. Are there any tracks on the album that have a personal meaning or relevance to you, or do you know if for Patrick?
I don't know if anything really has any personal connections or anything. I guess the closest one is that, on the Bay of Pigs, we're using a song for the solo, a Swedish folk song called Ack Värmeland Sköna. It's about one of the landscapes here that is Värmland, and his family is actually from there. So I guess that's the closest connection he has with any one of the subjects here.
So do you have any personal tracks on the album that you're really looking forward to playing live?
Yeah, well, all of them, of course. This album is a little bit more complicated, so it will require a little bit more effort from us. So, but of course, songs like USS Monitor, that one I'm looking forward to play. Actually, a little bit of speedy stuff, but also like Braveheart, and see if I can pick a third one. Schindler's Ark I'm looking forward to, actually. I think that one could turn out really cool live.
Because the choruses and everything are just right for a live setting, aren't they? Like, every song is fantastic. So can you give us a bit of information about festivals and live dates for 2015?
Yeah, we're starting out with some festivals here during the summer. That actually we're gonna do our first live appearance since what will it be? Masters of Rock last year. We're gonna do it tomorrow on a music event here, that we're gonna play a song live acoustically only, so it's not much of a gig. And then we have a release party in the end of May, and then we start with the festivals where we'll be heading around, going down to Germany, Switzerland, Czech Republic, first of all, and then we'll appear on the Sabaton open air gigs in both Sweden and Germany. And towards the autumn, we're gonna head out with Powerwolf and Ordenogan for their second leg, or second half of the tour.
A lot of bands seem to just from Europe come over and now just play London. It's a shame that there isn't the money or finances to do a full tour of the UK like it used to be, you know.
Well, it's very hard to get around at all nowadays actually, but we're hoping that along with this that we're gonna get a little bit more of a fan base around and maybe start doing headline gigs a little bit more around Europe and hopefully up in the UK also. And hopefully if we get up there that we will do more places than just London.
Yeah.
Maybe get around to at least 2 or 3 places around there.
With your lineups, past and the style of music Civil War plays, the media still sometimes compare Civil War with Sabaton. Does that annoy you?
Nah, it doesn't bother us at all. I mean, that's kind of a mark that we will have to carry. It wouldn't actually matter if we would have been playing, I don't know, reggae or ska. We will still be the ex-Sabaton members.
Of course.
And there's of course, that we're singing about war and history doesn't really help it that much, but it's something that we don't mind at all, actually. I guess we were a little bit afraid that people would step back and just call us copycats in the beginning, but people seem more open about it than we actually thought. So I don't really mind at all. And I don't care if they think we're copycats or anything. I mean, it's not our problem.
Sweden is a metal and rock paradise these days. Who influenced you growing up? I mean, like Swedish bands?
Yeah, well, of course, my main influences are the old classics that, like Twisted Sister, Iron Maiden and stuff. But when it comes to Swedish bands, I really like bands like the Evergrey, and of course I grew up with Europe, and so yeah, there are a lot of Swedish bands that have had some kind of influence on me through the times. I don't know if I picked them straight out of the box when I'm writing or anything, but I always had those stuff in the back of my head. I mean,
what first got you playing the keyboards? What first got you into music?
With playing keyboards, it was actually that I used to go over to my neighbor when I was a kid, and the old lady that was living there, she was teaching me to play like simple songs. And then I started with the music school here, but I thought it sucked donkey balls, actually. It was the most boring thing I ever done. So I actually quit that, and I actually quit playing keyboards totally for a while and started playing guitar instead. But then it was back in, was it 96 or 97, when I got to hear the Visions album of Stratovarius for the first time, and that was the first time I felt like, oh my god, keyboards are really cool. You can really play that fast and make those cool sounds. So then I started picking up the keyboards again, and since then, yeah, I've been playing keyboards mainly, but I still play a lot of the guitar, and actually bought a new bass guitar here not long ago, so I'm trying to keep myself busy musically.
Sort of like away from Civil War, do you have any sort of solo projects or ideas?
Nah, I'm participating a little bit on, should we call it, a little bit more amateur level projects right now, and see where it will head. There is nothing signed or there's no contract yet, but we will see where it heads out. Of course, it would be cool to do something like a solo album, but I think I would rather concentrate on Civil War right now than writing my own stuff.
Are you any good as a singer?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Well, of course, I always hated the sound of my own voice so much. So
you and me both.
Yeah. So it's kind of horrible those times I've tried to do any kind of singing, and I've played it for someone and say, hey, that sounds really cool, and I think they are idiots for thinking that because I think it sounds like shit. But maybe I could try it out sometime, but nah, I don't think I would ever release anything with my voice on. So, well, at least you can hear my voice at some places on the album, since I'm the first time actually doing backing vocals on an album. I always missed out on those parts in Sabaton, and on the first Civil War album I was the recording technician, so I didn't have time to run back and forth between the microphone and the computer. But this time we had Petrus along with us, and there were some notes that he couldn't hit that were a little bit too low. So then he got to push the rec button, and I was standing there and making noises instead.
Well, it's been brilliant speaking to you. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans and our listeners?
I don't know. I just hope to see each and every one there out on the road somewhere, and maybe have a beer together somehow. I don't know if I will be able to drink beer with everyone, but I'm usually not that hard to catch. This is Daniel Myhr from Civil War, and you're listening to Metal Gods Meltdown.
Brought him to his grave, captured and tortured like a slave, taken to London for execution.